report on the budget, which proposes that contingents 50 basis points in value-added tax. There's wrangling, a back and forth about some of the amendments that have been proposed by the DA. Let's step in, get you a sense of what else is being said.
The laws of Parliament and the Republic. If we record something which is not covered by the laws, what will inform that report? Those are the politics that you can do, exercise there in the House. But the report must capture the date on which the minister responsible for finance tabled the budget in the House. What happened before is not for us as this committee. It's for debate in the House. Because that's what happened on that day. We are not in that space. We are here today. Introduction, Tambo, Makubele.
Okay.
Makubele, there are not two Makubele. There's Honorable Makubele Colin, there's Honorable Makubele Shea. Well, there's no small and bigger Makubele. They are sisters. Tambo and then Makubele Shea.
So I think in the introduction, Chair, since I've failed to get you to understand what I'm trying to say, let's include in the introduction, after that clause, that the committee, in addition, considered the amendment of the fiscal framework and revenue proposals, and this report will capture those relevant amendments. Can the introduction state that? That the committee considered amendments to the fiscal framework and revenue proposals, and therefore this report will reflect those proposed amendments, because we're making amendments as we go now. So can that be the starting point of the report as well, that the committee considers the fiscal framework and revenue proposals and considered amendments which will be reflected on this report? So that when the report flows from the introduction, we know that there are amendments that are going to be made. Anyone who reads the document from the introduction knows that amendments are going to arise. We are going to be amending here, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph. So can we state that we received a report that reflected on the Minister of Finance proposed fiscal framework and revenue proposals? The committee therefore received this report and considered amendments, and this report is therefore a reflection of that proposed fiscal framework and revenue proposals and those public hearings and so forth and so on. Can the introduction include that, so that we don't make amendments paragraph by paragraph without any consideration of the fact that these amendments have been made for history and recording purposes? Thank you.
Okay, let's proceed. We'll see how we capture that in the Secretariat is here. Minister's political overview of the budget. 2. Yes.
The report says in paragraph 3 that committee held public hearings on 25 March 2025 and received an unprecedented 51 submissions, 29 written and 22 oral. Perhaps as we go through the report, Chair, when we get to the fiscal framework, revenue proposals and expenditure proposals, we could indicate how many of those submissions supported and did not submit, especially when it comes to the issue of VAT. But when it comes to the fiscal framework, was it generally supported? The revenue proposals, were they supported or not? I know we quote that this one said this, this one said that, but in terms of how many of these submissions were in support and how many were against?
We'll deal with that when we come to that section. Honorable Mlife, don't worry, we are going there. Honorable Ryder.
Chair, I think that is covered in 6.28.6, right near the end of the report. It says, most stakeholders, however, have strongly opposed the VAT increases, particularly in the context of the ongoing cost of living crisis. I don't know if we need to reduce it to a number, but I think most covers it satisfactory.
No, I think we must reduce it to a number. We must know.
When now you are a self-appointed chairperson, you are not elected, because what happens in the absence of a chairperson, the committee elects the chairperson of the day. The two chairpersons are here. Whether you take over, now we are running. We'll deal with all the issues. We have the whole day here. Can we proceed to 2 ministerial comments?
I just want to comment.
Honorable Mlevi.
Chair, by saying most people did not support the revenue proposals is actually understating the case, because in our estimation, only 2 out of those people that submitted comments supported the revenue proposals. But I may be wrong, which is why I wanted us to point out exactly how many people or how many submissions supported the revenue proposals. From these 51 proposals, we could only see only 2 that supported the revenue proposals. So I think that is significant, Chair, and should not be covered by most.
We'll do that when we come to observations and recommendations, please. This is the introduction, the background, and so on and so on. Can we follow the sequence of how we compile the report? Yeah. Agreed, Honorable Mlevi. Okay, I'm happy that you agree. Minister's political overview of the budget. Honorable Van Rooyen.
Alhamdulillah Stulo. Rego paragraph nya pele ya 3.2, where it starts by saying the strategy continues to strike a balance between stabilizing the public finances, reducing risks in a fiscal framework, encouraging economic growth, and supporting low income and vulnerable households. I'm not sure which especially on the last wording, where it says encourage economic growth and supporting low income and vulnerable households. We disagree, because the reality of the matter is that.
All right, it's one of those days where we're watching a number of developing stories unfolding simultaneously. You've been listening into MPs wrangling really around amendments to the budget. This is the Select and Standing Joint Committee being heard in Parliament. All of this, of course, ahead of the parliamentary vote on the budget tomorrow.